The following contest scheduled for one fall.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to One Fall Friday. This week is TLC, and so we're going to be going over all the matches and our predictions, and we're going to start with the rivalry that I haven't really been following that much. Jack Gallagher and the Brian Kendrick versus Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann. Almost forgot his name. So yeah, I mean, I like all four of these guys. Honestly, they're all great wrestlers. The Brian Kendrick, I was so happy whenever he finally came back. And I know I don't really talk about the Cruiserweight division that much unless it's, I mean, really, the only thing that's been worth talking about lately is the actual title and how it's gone to Enzo Amore and now it's with Kalisto. And the rumors are that Neville's kind of having a falling out with WWE right now. It could all be a shoot, but nobody really knows for sure if it's real or not. It would be understandable, in my opinion, if it was something real. I mean, look back at Austin Aries, you know, it's something with that particular division. It just, you know, some talent. I guess it's because you're wrestling on Monday and then you're immediately wrestling again on Tuesday sometimes. I mean, sometimes you don't even get to be on TV. And since Enzo's been in the division now, it's been on the main event slot of Monday Night Raw for 3 weeks in a row. At least it was up until this past Monday, but still, anyway, it's gotten a lot more attention now since Enzo's in there, and I don't know if people are taking that to heart, like Neville, you know, it's like, you know, because he carried the division on his back for months, like 7, 8, 9 months. It was all Neville, and he was fantastic, and so if there was a little bit of, you know, desertion backstage, maybe, you know, because it was getting all this attention now because Enzo was in there, and it wasn't whenever Neville was on there, but he was like working his ass off and people acknowledged that he was working his ass off. I'd understand. I'd be a little bit upset too, but regardless of the situation, I really don't know who to go for in this match. Rich Swann he's got tons of charisma and he's got great in-ring skills. Cedric Alexander has incredible in-ring skill, just doesn't really have that much charisma, so that's, you know, the two kind of complement each other where one lacks in the other. Not to say that either one of them lack terribly, but you know what I mean. And Jack Gallagher and Brian Kendrick, I mean, Brian Kendrick, his resume speaks for itself, and Jack Gallagher, I mean, he's just been absolutely phenomenal, but it looks like he's been built as a heel since the last time I've seen him wrestle, so kind of curious to see, you know, how he is in the ring as far as, you know, a bad guy is concerned. I'm gonna go with Jack Gallagher and Brian Kendrick as the winner for this match. So let's go ahead and talk about the Cruiserweight Championship match since we were just talking about it. Enzo Amore is getting his rematch against Kalisto. I mean, they're really trying hard to get people to not like Enzo Amore, but just because his microphone skills are so good, it's hard not to like the guy. I mean, even when he's supposed to be a bad guy, he finds the right things to say, and you can't help but admire him for that. You know, so Kalisto, he's always been really, really good in the ring. He's, you know, he kind of had a following for a while, you know, with his lucha chant, but it didn't really catch fire, I think, like they hoped it would have. I think they were trying to get another Rey Mysterio on the roster, and it didn't really work, and so now they're pushing him on the Cruiserweight division. So, I mean, I understand why they're trying to do anything they can to give people spotlight that they deserve and to get the Cruiserweight division more light. And I think they're almost there. They've been working hard. They're almost there. They just need to either A, get more people like Kalisto, like Enzo Amore, that people already know about and care about and want to see compete, which, you know, would be unfortunate for everybody else. But I was going to say B, everybody else just needs to step their game up, do something, because what they're doing now isn't working, and you can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. So, all that being said, I think Enzo Amore might take the title back. I think there might be like kind of a back and forth between him and Kalisto for a while, at least until things can get not ironed out with Neville, which hopefully they can. If they can't, then they're going to settle with one or the other with the belt, and then we'll go down that bridge when we get there. So this match I'm really interested and intrigued in. It's Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. You could say that it's Finn Balor versus Sister Abigail if you want to. I don't really know. I mean, it's cool that they're doing something a little more different with Bray, and that, you know, they're exploring this, well, she lives in me sort of thing, because he's always said that, especially with his feud with Randy Orton. When they were building that up, like before WrestleMania and after WrestleMania, you know, he went to where, like, you know, because the house was burned down, but her spirit was in the house, and then he baptized himself in the ashes, and so she became one with him or some shit like that. But this is really the first time they're actually like exploring that, and it's some sort of manifestation. Some people are comparing it to like a Norman Bates situation, which that makes sense, I guess, in a way, but that was with his mother, and Sister Abigail wasn't his mother. It was just some woman that, you know, this character knew. So anyway, yeah, it's going to be interesting, and it looks like Finn Balor has got some new makeup designs for his demon persona, so can't wait to see that. I think maybe... I don't think they would be going through this trouble with Bray Wyatt just to have him lose. I mean, I really don't think they would do that. I think Bray might come out with a win on this one. I mean, I kind of thought the same thing at WrestleMania when he was going to face Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. I thought for sure with all this paranormal shit that they were, you know, building Bray up as, that he would actually come out on top. But no, Randy Orton being Randy Orton's like, no, I gotta win. He's like Cena 2.0. He can't, you know, it seems like he's afraid to lose to some of these younger talents. And it's like, yeah, dude, we understand you still look good. You can still go at a good, you know, top-notch pace. We get that. We're not discrediting you. But it's time to make some room, bro. I mean, you're not getting any younger. But anyway... maybe Bray Wyatt will win. I hope Bray Wyatt will win. I mean, I love Finn Balor, but I think with all this trouble that they're going through, that Bray ought to win this match. Alrighty, Asuka is making her debut. She's going up against Emma. I still think that there's a chance further down the road that she's going to have a match with Paige. She's working her way back. She hasn't been drafted to SmackDown, so she's coming back to Raw. And she even tweeted about Asuka versus Emma. So it's like they're teasing, you know, they're testing the waters to see if people do want to see Paige versus Asuka. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people do. I haven't really read any comments or forums anywhere about any of it. But it just seems like it would make sense. Two undefeated NXT Diva champions going up against each other to see which one is better. And it would be really interesting to see. But, I mean, Asuka versus Emma, I mean, that's just, you're feeding Emma to Asuka at this point. I mean, of course Asuka's going to win this match. I love Emma, and I hope that one day she gets the attention that she deserves, but right now, creatively, WWE says that's not now. I mean, she hasn't had... She was in the Fatal 5-Way for the Women's Championship. It was supposed to be a 4-way, and then it got bumped up to a 5-way. That right there told you that she wasn't going to win. There was just no chance. So, I don't know why they would have her beat Asuka when Asuka has such a huge reputation for being undefeated, and then to come into the main roster and to lose to Emma. I mean, not that Emma doesn't have the talent. She has a lot of talent and a lot of skill. But the way that she's been built creatively, it just does not make sense for her to lose. So I say Asuka in this one. And for the Raw Women's Championship, it's going to be Alexa Bliss versus Mickie James. I could see this going either way. I could see them doing a quick flip, giving Mickie James the title so she could have her 8th championship, or maybe it's 7. No, I think it's 8. I'm pretty sure it's 8. If I might be wrong, 7 or 8, either way. I think they could do that, give her that one extra title reign, and then just have her drop it right back to Alexa, or Alexa could just beat Mickie James. Mickie James hasn't exactly been on any kind of winning streak since she's been back. So considering what her record has been, it just doesn't really make sense for her to, if she was going to get the title, to have it for a long time. but it really doesn't make sense to me that they would even give her the title to begin with. But that's probably the reason why she would win, because I don't see it coming. And they like to do that from time to time. They like to throw you a curveball. But I'm going to go ahead and say that Alexa Bliss will retain. So no Universal title this month. Instead, we get a handicap tag team TLC match. This is really the only match on the entire card. Well, it's not really the only match. It is the only match on the card with any kind of TLC element to it, and it happens to be a TLC match. So, first of all, number one, why couldn't have any of these other matches had some kind of element involved, even just like a chair match, where there's no DQ, you just, you can beat each other up with chairs. The Cruiserweight Championship might have, been good for that one. Kalisto, he can take a shot. Enzo can take a shot. And secondly, normally in a TLC match, there's something hanging above the ring for you to climb the ladder to win the match. Because that's, the principle of the TLC. It's a ladder match, but there's also tables and chairs. That's what it's always been since day one. Edge and Christian, Dudley Boys, and the Hardys. They molded this match to be this way. And it's always been that way with all of the TLC matches up to this point. So it's like, I guess it's just going to be pinfall or submission to win the match. But if that's the case, why even have the ladders? I mean, I guess so you could do some stunts. But I'm looking at the list, and the only person that I could see doing anything on a Shield, because the Shield is in the match, that I could see anybody doing anything off a ladder would be Kane doing his diving clothesline. But he's old now. He's not like old, but he's probably old enough to where he doesn't want to take that bump anymore. I mean, he's really starting to slow down, and I don't see him wanting to do that. He might surprise me, but I doubt it. Or Dean Ambrose could jump off a ladder, or I could maybe see Cesaro. But really, those are the only three out of the 8 people that are going to be in this match. The Miz, Braun Strowman, Sheamus, Cesaro, and Kane. And against the Shield, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. That's 8 people in the ring. There's only 3 of them that I can think of that would do anything with a ladder. You might as well just had them have a table match. But I know they want to, up the stakes, make it, extreme because it's TLC. But, if you're going to name an event Great Balls of Fire, you could have just named this event something else. And it could have been like a street fight or a no holds barred or a no DQ handicap tag team match, and it would have been the exact same. So the deal with the Shield reuniting, I said a while back that there was a rumor that there was probably going to be a reuniting of the Shield. It just happened a lot further away than a lot of people thought it was going to happen. And of course, a lot of people are saying, well, this is only a business decision to put these back together. It's only to, help Roman Reigns get over or look good in the fans' eyes so people will cheer him for a change. And I kind of agree with that. I mean, I'm sure that was, something kind of obvious going into that, but I don't think it was the only reason. I think that, they didn't really know what to do with Seth Rollins or Dean Ambrose either, because Dean Ambrose, he's been IC champion numerous times. I don't think Seth Rollins really has the desire to be Intercontinental champion. And I think the only reason why they have the tag belts on them to begin with is because the Revival is out. And I think they had big plans with the Revival, but with them being out, they had to do something with tag team titles. Now, they could have just kept them on Sheamus and Cesaro and helped them look really, really good, but they're already over. I mean, I think they are well over at this point. I think people dig this team more now than they ever have before. And so, yeah, I mean, it just made sense. We need to take care of these guys because they're great people. They work hard. And we need a tag team, so here we go. They're going to get back together. Well, if we're going to get these two back together, then we might as well do the Shield, and bing, bada, boom, here we go. As far as a winner for this match, I think it's kind of obvious that the Shield is going to win. They've really been promoting it hard on these guys, that it's been 5 years since they were in a match together. Their very first match was at a TLC, and so why wouldn't they win this match? you can take it to the bank. Shield's going to win this match. So that's it for this week, you guys. Leave me a comment below. Let me know who you think's going to win all the matches. Let me know what you thought of my predictions. Next week, we'll go over to the results and see how we did. So thank you guys very much for watching this episode. I'll be back later with another video. I hope to see you there. My name is Dave, and I am the One Man Rave. See ya!